All right, so here we have Bitcoin on Bybit on the daily. We have made a lower low. Your RSI, so basically your moving averages, 21 did just cross the 50 right before this last dump. All right, all your major moving averages are now below each other and pointing to the downside. Your RSI, which is a momentum oscillator, judges bearish and bullish momentum, is below its signal line and deep in the bearish control zone. We need to get back above 22,219 in order to cross that signal line to the upside. Now, by the time it works its way up there, if it does, the signal line is going to be at the top of the bearish control zone, which is going to provide big resistance. All right, your MACD, which is also a momentum oscillator, has a fresh cross to the downside of the zero line, and your negative momentum is increasing on the histogram. It's going to continue falling below as long as you are below 22,497. You need to get back above 27,115 in order to cross that signal line, which is highly unlikely. To cross the zero line, you need to get above 24,900, which is probably pretty unlikely as well. So you have a fresh cross to the downside on the zero line and deep in the bearish control on the RSI. So we do have bearish momentum at the moment, as your BWP, which measures volatility, has crossed its moving average, strong upside curvature in the upper zone. So we have volatility, trend, and momentum all bearish because your BWP came from a low read and it's going up as the price action's moving down. So that's bearish as well. Let's go to the 8-hour. So once again, lower low, multi-cross right here, bearish. 21's even coming down to your 200. I do think we break this last low. Right now we are at the POC point of control in the VPVR here to the right, which measures horizontal volume at a certain price level. So I do think we break this last low at 20,800. Deep in the bearish control zone and got rejected from your signal line. So we could come back down here into the oversold region. All we need to do is get above 21,270 in order to cross that signal line to the upside. So it's a possibility. MACD is curving around. Negative momentum is decreasing. We're on the 8-hour right now, so medium term time frame. As your BBWP contracts as the price action goes up, which makes me feel like this is a corrective move. Now we could come up to the 21 in this purple zone at 22,500. That would imply that we cross that signal line to the upside. I would expect us to work our way to the top of the bearish control zone, but we'll find out whether we get rejected from there or not. Let's go to the 4-hour. Right now being rejected from the 21 in the bearish control zone, about to either test the signal line or across it. We need to get back below 21,164.30 in order to cross that signal line to the downside, so not too far away. MACD is a fresh cross to the upside, but you're kind of losing your bullish momentum right here. It's waning. So we'll find out whether it can keep the bullishness or if we cross bearish. BBWP is at a very low read right now. Your moving average is still in the upper zone, heading down into the lower zone. So watch when this crosses. I think we consolidate here for a minute and then probably crack back down unless this momentum turns bullish and we get out of the bullish control zone on the RSI, which is this red zone right here. That's the bearish control zone. The green is your bullish control zone. So if we get out of the bearish control zone, I would expect us to break this last high and the 21 at 21,700. Then work our way up to the purple zone at 22,500. Let's go down to the 1-hour, then we'll get more into depth in the bullish and bearish case. So the volatility on the 1-hour has just begun. So this will pour over into the 4-hour. MACD, fresh cross to the downside. Negative momentum is increasing. If we get across to the zero line right here, that is not going to look good. We need to get back below 21,153 in order to cross that signal line to the downside. RSI is just now entering the bearish control zone, below its signal line, cracked down through. First it found support on the neutral median line, but then it got rejected twice from the signal line. Now we're in the bearish control zone. As your BBWP crosses its moving average to the upside, strong upside curvature on one tick. Volatility has begun. So maybe we don't consolidate. Maybe we either come up to the last high and the 100 at 21,800, or come break these last lows at 2,800. So we got $1,000 range right now. A little bit up to the right, but basically a range. Basically consolidating at the moment. So like I said, the bullish case is that we break the 100 at 21,800 and head up to the purple zone. By that time, your 200 will probably work its way down here. Right now, we're being held down by the POC point of control on the VPVR, and so that's going to be a major level of resistance now. We did find support on it before, right here, as we ranged, but we have fell below it. Bearish case is that we break the 2,800 level. If we do that, I think we come all the way down to 19K, where this purple zone is right here. That would also imply that we continue working our way down into the bearish control zone. MACD follows through on across to the downside of the zero line and gets back below these last lows on the histogram with some dark red bars as your BBWP gets into the upper zone. Either way, your BBWP is going to get into the upper zone. The volatility has begun. We're probably not going to consolidate for much longer, which that is also going to roll into the BBWP on the 4 hour. So I would expect us to cross this moving average in the coming days, maybe even today. So definitely watch your BBWP. As soon as it enters that upper zone, get ready. That's when it's going to happen. Then watch your bullish and bearish momentum. If we can get out of the bearish control zone, that's going to be one thing. If we can cross this neutral median line, that's definitely going to be another thing. Let's see. We got 50. Let's see what price level we would need. All right, so we go here to the 50. Put in 50, and we're going to see what that price level would be. It's going to be 21,388. We need to get it back above 21,388 in order to cross this neutral median line and the signal line to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at right there. So basically, we're pretty bearish right now. If we do break this last low, I do think we'll break these last lows. So watch this last low, watch this BBWP as soon as it gets into the upper zone, and then pay attention to your MACD and your RSI and where they're sitting at. All right, let's move on to Ethereum. By the way, if you guys are liking this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button, and check out the links in the description below, one being the Discord. A lot of good conversation about trading, investing, and crypto there. So here on Ethereum, we did come back to the low. So we're either going to make a higher low or a lower low right here. And we're either going to break this purple zone or break out of this purple zone. We have fallen back into the purple zone, so a lot of stuff's going to get decided in here. We are being held down by the 21 to 50. All your major moving averages have negative slopes. Your RSI is deep in the bearish control zone below that signal line. We need to get back above 1593 in order to cross that signal line to the upside. So not too far off, but your MACD did get rejected from the zero line as you get across to the downside. Negative momentum is increasing. We need to get back above 1652 in order to cross that zero line and that signal line to the upside. So unless we can get up there, it's not going to look good. 1652 also coincides with this last high. So if we can break this last high, excuse me, I do think we come up to 1700 and where the 100 is sitting. That would also imply that we get back above this zero line and the signal line and above this signal line, which is going to be major resistance because it's sitting right at the top of the bearish control zone. But we need to get above that in order to even try to get bullish. Your BBWP is printing from a low read as the price action's moving down, also not good. Got above its moving average into the upper zone, so here comes the volatility. Do think that we have the potential to break 1530 here, and next level be 1350 all the way down. That would also coincide with Bitcoin breaking its lows. So let's move on to the 4-hour real quick. I mean, you can see here, we got a lower high. I mean, do you think we're going to make a lower low? I mean, I do, I mean, trade the way that you want. I'm not your dad, but just stay nimble right now, because I mean, this could get ugly. If we break this last low on a closure, 1350 is the next stop. We're deep in the bearish control zone on the 4-hour, crossing below the signal line at the bottom of the bearish control zone. MACD, though, fresh cross to the upside, but it's curling over. BBWP is consolidating a bit, contracting right now, your volatility. Your moving average is heading down, so we need to get back into this upper zone in order for the volatility to start on the 4-hour. But the volatility has started on the 1-hour, so I would expect that to roll over into the 4-hour, and we're going to get going. So either we're going to break the bottom of this purple zone or the top of this purple zone. If we can break the top of this purple zone, I would expect us to get back up to the 21 at 1650. If we can get above that, I would expect us to come up to where the 200 is at 1700, also where our purple line is. If we can break the 50, 1735, I would expect us to come all the way up to this last low before this breakdown point at 1800. So that's basically my thoughts for Ethereum. Let's move on to Solana. We did make a higher high, and we could make a higher low as long as we bounce off of this purple region right now at 35.17. But if we break this last low at 34.80, not going to look good. You did just enter the bearish control zone on the 1-hour. Below your signal line, if you can get out of the bearish control zone, this neutral median line is going to be major resistance. Your signal line sitting right there. All right, MACD. Oof. Fresh cross to the 0 line, fresh cross to the downside of the signal line. Not looking good either. As your BBWP gets above its moving average, working its way up in the upper zone, as your price action is heading down. Everything looks bearish. Basically, everything looks bearish. If you can get back above this last high and make a higher high at the 100, 37.30, I would expect you to come all the way up to the 200 at 40.50. But I think that has a less probability because your volatility is starting to expand as your momentum oscillators are all turning bearish. So if we break this purple zone to the downside, next level, 31.50. So quite the move. Let's see what that move would be. If we break this purple zone, we're going to have an 8 to 10% move. And if we break that level, next level, I'd be looking at, whoa, quit doing that shit. Next level I'd be looking at would be $20. Possibly, no, 25, 50. I'd be looking at 25.50 if we break that purple zone. Let's zoom out. So 25.50. Oh, coincides with our last low. So we would probably get a strong bounce at that level. But we'll find out. So those are my thoughts. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel, support the channel, smash the like button. It's really hard to build a technical analysis channel in a bear market, but we are here for the long haul. Check out the links in the description below. Everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.